Everyone, my name is Eddie Wang and welcome to Skarlet Variation 3 preview. A variation where I'm honestly not that surprised because kind of see it coming, but still I'm not really that excited for it, especially if nothing really major was done with Skarlet like in third variation. But I'm just still going to give you an insight of what you're going to get and how this is going to affect Skarlet in case this moves changes or do not. So just let me turn on the frame data real quick. And I have blood drive in the other side of the variation for a specific reason, right? So let's just start with the red mist Skarlet or the rational Skarlet, whatever. The name doesn't matter right now, but the thing is the third variation of Skarlet is going to have boiling point, and boiling point will be done by pressing back forward 4, and as any other back forward 4 Skarlet move has, you can actually amplify it, but and when you do it, the further they are, you have to aim those stuff. So with up it goes full screen. Regularly it tracks like default position. Forward it tracks a little bit behind. So when you do back forward, so this is pretty weird. As you guys can see, there is a bug with this. I'm actually doing forward, but it's not tracking. But sometimes when I do without forward, it just tracks, right? And sometimes I do it with forward and it doesn't track. So pretty sure this is going to be fixed. If not, well, continuing. So this move is like 30 frames right now and has 3 active frames, and I don't really like how slow this move is because Skarlet used to have like some really not exactly fast zoning, but she has an average zoning with this, and this one is much slower, but it stays longer on screen on the other variations, which allows her to do stuff. But it's not the case like with this. Not at all, because this is just too slow, right? And this is really too slow, and I'm kinda hoping that they make this faster, especially because if you do combos with this, there isn't actually a way to get the characters to land on the boiling point move at all, unless of course you just do this, and that's pretty much your Skarlet combo that does 35 damage or 32 damage per se. So, and that's like that is really bland, and you won't feel as much, but it's kind of annoying because it's way too simple, way too easy, and kind of kills off the execution a bit. So I'm really hope they make this faster, because we actually think that if they make this faster, we should be able to get like some really good combos from 212 landing into boiling point. Even without amplification, it should at least be good. The other two moves, the other two moves, one is Crimson Shield. Crimson Shield is going to reduce the damage that Skarlet takes. Just going to show you real quick with a custom move. So if Skarlet hits you right now, she does 7%, but while she has Crimson Shield active, it does 20% less, so 2% less. Now whenever you think that you are taking too much damage, you can just activate Crimson Shield, which the control is down, and I play this without assist, right? And this has to be done extremely fast, but this isn't really a buff that I kinda was expecting to get, because I don't really think Skarlet needs it, considering she has like 1000 points of health, and it seems like really good. But this one just reduces damage, and this is a variation that doesn't actually zone as much. So there isn't really a point of having this and not zone at all. Like, why? Yeah, and it's pretty much it. There isn't really much behind this outside of like taking less damage, and you won't be activating this as much. Just as in Heartbeat, you won't be draining health with blood sacrifice as much, especially because the only good reason to activate blood sacrifice in Heartbeat is when you land a DOT crushing blow, which allows to drain faster, but it's still going to do the same amount of drain that you will still get in case the opponent was like not bleeding or after it bleeds. So it's pretty much the same thing. You just boost the damage drain much faster. Anyways, so this isn't much different from the blood sacrifice. This isn't a move that you won't be activating this as much at all. You won't. And then there is this. This is pretty much the most interesting move in third variation, and you guys can see it. This is pretty much Noxious Reptile with a twist, and she does 5.5% of damage with every single touch that she gets, and by doing like 5 points of damage, and with each one of these she is going to get like a little bit of ship, right? So it's pretty much like half ship damage, and if with whenever like the opponent takes 2, it's 1% damage, like, because it's 5.5 is like 1% damage. And what this does right now is whenever the opponent gets hit by this, Skarlet is at plus 17. I'm not sure if this is going to stay in the third variation official release, but this is pretty big deal for Skarlet. Why do I say this? Skarlet is a specialist in one thing in this game. If she hits you with a plus frame, she is able to jail you. So you won't be able to duck, you won't be able to interrupt, you won't be able to fatal blow, unless of course she allows you to, if she reads you wrong. By saying this, I mean whenever Skarlet is so plus, she has a chance of going for guaranteed throws, because people has to respect her pressure, or she can perform a jail high, and jail high is whenever she is that plus, there is a move that Skarlet is going to do that is going to catch people trying to do stuff like neutral duck. For example, this move, for example, this is plus 14, and when Skarlet does a 4-4 after she recovers from this, the opponent can't actually duck it, as you guys can see, so they cannot interrupt it. This one too, and there is like a good amount of moves that she can do this from, like 4-4-3 is one of these moves. Down 4 is also one of these moves in the corner, and she can even do down 4 into Blood Ball, and it's not exactly a link, it's not a comboable tool, but is an official jail high cancel pressure. And she is pretty unique because she is one of the few characters that has this. So having this isn't broke at all, because if Skarlet has this, meaning that she can actually 4-4 you for not to duck, and she can also do back forward, or she can also do 2-1-2 if she has like a real quick recovery to do it, and it's really great. So this is the most interesting move that they added on Skarlet. But then here comes again the fear that this might be actually a neutered version of the move. So there is a high possibility that this isn't going to be plus 17 on launch, which is going to suck, because this is really good and allows Skarlet to maintain her pressure, and she can only do this like once every 14 frames, 400 frames, and she is actually minus 19 when this move is blocked. So I'm going to show you real quick, without the opponent ducking. If they block this, she is minus 19. Same with boiling point. If they block the boiling point move, Skarlet is at minus 19, so is heavily punishable, even by, except for herself, because this is too slow. These moves are heavily punishable, but this one is too slow for how punishable it is, and this one is good right now and it's minus 19, so this move is pretty much fine in my opinion and doesn't actually need tweaking at all. Then it comes this, and this is too slow, and you can't actually do combo extensions from this unless like you go straight into 4-4. So the max hit that you get from air juggle, it's like 2 hits and that's it. So if I drag the character back to the corner, let's put characters in the corner. Okay, if I do this, I can no longer do boiling point actually. Boiling point is currently too slow, so if I do this, right, and do back forward 4 to track the opponent into falling into boiling point, it's not going to happen because it currently is just too slow. Let's see. As you guys can see, is way too slow even to connect those combos. So in this particular reason, Skarlet is going to have to use she's gonna have to use red mist, and red mist works fine, but only works in the corner, and being at plus 17 here is great because it allows her to stay safe and continue pressure. But if this move gets nerfed, like they make it let's say +5, +3, like they did with Cell Siphon, right, which is +3 now, then Skarlet is pretty much like worse actually. Like it's the same as getting hit by this in the corner. This is -2 on hit and isn't really much of a great move at all, and is punishable if blocked. Same with this, she can even combo from this unless you have like super good execution, and the game actually doesn't help as much because it tends to be extremely heavy. Characters feels like you're playing underwater sometimes, if not all the time. And Skarlet, as you guys can see, characters that she hits kinda fall super fast. So if you do this, just check how fast they fall. It's kinda really hard to do like a full combo with her without actually dropping because of this factor. It's extremely difficult like to learn certain things with the character because it's extremely the characters usually fall pretty fast, and it's kind of annoying. And even in the corner, this drops a lot, and actually I don't know, it's just what it is. Okay, it is what it is. But I'm really looking forward to see what they have done. It will all going to depend highly on how this behaves and how this behaves, right? This needs to be faster. I don't care if both moves are punishable, but this needs to stay the way it is right now, if not better. But this one needs to be faster. This move is way too slow. It's incredibly slow, and like using 4 combos, really? I don't know. Let's see if it works from here. Nope, doesn't work. So this is another move that you can't actually use in the corner at all. So it wasn't made for tournament variations, I give you that, but really hope that this isn't a move that they just slammed in and think, oh, this is okay. This move is not okay. And I was kinda divided between boiling point and retribution, but retribution actually works faster in these situations and actually works. But Skarlet is a character that is full of other problems. Isn't just like a variation thing. She really has like some really huge problems. This is just one of them. This move launches way too horizontal and recovers way too slow for the cost that it has. It doesn't work as anti-air at least. This move is pretty slow and it's a high. This should at least be a mid considering how slow it is. And everything that Skarlet has or does has a gap in it, so isn't really much of a thing going string your way out of everything, because everything else is flawless blockable that she has except for 4-4. So 4-4 is Skarlet's best string, and every single time the opponent cross blocks it, and if you don't feel like trying to open them up, 4-4 is your best option, and your best option to try like to gain some space, to get you plus, to start your offense going, and is the string that you are going to use a lot more compared to like the rest of the cast or the rest of the other moves that she has, because they all become flawless gappable and isn't really that much productive, because you can only use these moves mostly of the time whenever Skarlet gets a combo or a crushing blow and people try to break out of it. When they break out of this crushing blow stuff, then only then you can start to forward 2-3, 1-2-4, what else, back 1-2 often, and forward 3 into tongue or whatever, which of course you're going to lose in this variation. You won't be able to do some of the stuff that you do with the regular variation, so this is a no-go. You're gonna have to commit in this variation. You're gonna have to commit to everything, and you can actually do this, but this is flawless gappable. This is also flawless gappable and is not actually safe at all. For example, this is -12, and this has a gap, so people can flawless block. There is this, which is +16, +1, and there is this. This is also something that you won't be seeing much, so you won't be able to commit to more than one thing, and you're gonna have to play a poking game most of the time. This is what you're going to do, and this is -17. So I don't know. Let's see how this goes, because right now with these three moves, Skarlet doesn't have a way to stay exactly safe, and her offense can be like something really hard to achieve, and this move is punishable. Remember that this is -19, so you're gonna have to rely on 4-4 to do most of the stuff, and your game is going to be less range, because all your range moves are going to be punishable. Is going to be a problem. And let's just cut this video right here and wait for the week of the third variation. Take a look at the frame data and see what changed, what not, which I don't believe much has changed for Skarlet, probably nothing. And let's see how this goes, and when the game drops, I'm gonna break down all three variations of Skarlet and things that I really didn't understand before, but I actually do now. This is actually Skarlet's longest range is smooth. As you guys can see, the distance where this hits is ridiculous good, and the move is -17. But still, this is really huge and kind of changes her game a whole lot. So let's see what they are going to give to us before we try to like making more complaining videos and stuff like that. But still, I'm not really impressed with this good variation thing, especially because it can go either way, right? It can be good or it can be bad, but right now it doesn't seem like it's going to be really that great, and Heart Piece is still going to be the best variation, and Blood Drive the second best variation if you are willing to take some risks. And then it comes this is which was supposed to be a rush gun variation, but Skarlet isn't really good at pressuring with all those gaps that are flawless blockable. So yeah, this is it. So see you guys on the next video.